Hey guys, what's up? Joe the Crowbar here. I'm gonna open this box of Coroa, um, legendary beasts or whatever, and see if I broke even on the box or if I lost money. So strap in and let's see how she goes. I hope you can hear me all right. I'm gonna try to set myself up here for success. Should have been more prepared. I know, but I am after all a simple man. So I actually got the box topper and I opened that up and I got the King Caesar, Ancient Guardian. I don't know if you can see it so good, but it was a full art card. It was actually pretty sweet. It was only worth 29 cents though, so I definitely haven't made my money back yet on just that. But there's more to go. Let's see what else we got. So, if you have any questions, okay, cool. My computer's telling me stuff that doesn't matter. And I drafted this set, actually. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a super fun set. It was super sweet. Let me see here. Let's go right to the money cards and see if I got any rares worth my time. Actually, this uncommons actually look pretty sick too. I got Death's Oasis. Let's take a look at how much. If anyone knows the price of these cards, feel free to tell me in the comments. So I got Death's Oasis, and then I got a dinosaur token. So let's take a look at what Death's Oasis is worth. 15 cents. That's trash. But it is whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put the top two cards of your library into your graveyard, then return a creature card with lesser converted mana cost than the creature that died from your graveyard to your hand. Actually, that's a super good card, though. How is that not worth any money? And it's only 3 mana cost. That thing is OP. All right, Death Oasis. I feel like that might become worth more money down the road, so I'm going to hold on to it, especially after a tournament or two. How that didn't see tournament play blows my mind. And then you can sacrifice it, and you gain life equal to the greatest converted mana cost among creatures you control. How is this card not worth any money? Oh my god. So that's 15 cents. Let's look at some of the uncommons, because some of the uncommons sometimes will be worth it. Let me put this in a sleeve. I'll put it in the binder later, but for now. Sorry for the weird lighting. I only had LEDs sitting around, so. Imposing Dinosaur. This card was actually really useful. It's great because you can cycle it, but it's also a 3/6 defense. It's great for defense, protecting your life. This startling development, when I drafted the set, this card actually saved my butt a couple times because it's an instant and you can cycle it. So if you draw it and you're like, oh, I don't need this, it only costs 1 to cycle, so you can rebound a new card from the top of your library. Super good card. Especially in a draft. I don't know about in constructed format, how good it would do, because there's definitely better cards. Because its main ability is until end of turn, target creature becomes a blue serpent with base power and toughness 4/4. I did use it to. I played the instant and I made a 8/8, a 4/4, and then blocked and killed it. So it does have its uses. I also made a 1/1 flyer into a 4/4 and dealt 4 damage to win a game. So it's a very useful card. It's got like great replayability too. Like the cycling on it is like kind of cool because you could save it for like when you're in a spot that you need card advantage and then cycle it into something else. Plus cycling is such a heavy the rest of these cards are kind of trash. Creatures you control with trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. That is insane. It's a 4-drop 4/3 with trample itself, and it's called Proud Wild Bonder, and it's pretty sick card. Then my other one is Sanctuary Smasher. It's a first strike. It's got cycling for 3, which is kind of expensive. When you cycle Sanctuary Smasher, put a first strike counter on target creature you control. Well, that could be useful, actually. That could be pretty helpful. And then the other one is Boneyard Lurker. It mutates for 4. Whenever this creature mutates, return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty good, actually, because you can mutate multiple times and return creatures from your graveyard to your hand. That's actually a pretty sweet combo, especially with this other Death's Oasis. Combined, they would actually be a pretty good deck. I might look into making that. Oh, by the way, I'm giving a deck away this month for free. Out of the cards I built, I get from this box. So if you like and subscribe, I'm going to build a deck out of this box and give it away with at least 2 sets of rare cards. It might not be a matching set, though, because it depends on what I pull from these packs. Ooh, Canoe. We need to make up what is it, $100 for this box? Not really that good. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. It also has cycling, which is kind of cool because then it could give you some card advantage later. That's Wilt. Nope. Trash. Weird. My screen's doing weird stuff. Enchanted creature you control has menace and can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. Oh, it's each creature, not enchant creature. I should have my reading glasses on for this, but I don't, so bear with me. It's Spontaneous Howlbounder. It's actually a pretty sweet card. It's a 3-drop, and it's a 2/2. Because Menace makes it so they have to block with at least 2 creatures, but this is making it so you have to block with at least 3. So that's pretty sweet. Channeled Force. An additional cost to the cast of this spell, discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channel Force deals X damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. That's actually pretty good. Because you could use this to let's say you have a trash hand and you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do against what he's got on the field. You could use this to remove a creature from the field and draw a new hand. It's actually a pretty good combo. Oh, snap, I got a foiled card. And I got a legendary creature. Loris of the Dream Den. Its abilities are champion. Each permanent card on your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. Oh, this is one of those creatures that you start with outside of the game. It's almost like a commander for constructed. It has lifelink. During each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. That card is insane. So let's see how much this guy's worth. Lore of the Dream Den. Wow, he's on the first. He's a $46 card. So we're up to $46. That's pretty much half what this box cost. Worth it. I knew with an ability like being able to play a creature with mana cost 2 or less, he was going to be worth some serious bank. But that's a lot of money. $46. Oh wait, you know what? That's the foiled. Is mine foiled? No. It's regularly $25. But that's still a decent amount of money. I'll sell that card on eBay. So put it right up there for bidding after we're done here. That's why I need to write down the prices of the Dream Den. $25 booties. 25 booties. Put that right into a sleeve. Plus, this way people know that I opened the cards and then sleeved them immediately and didn't have like a buttload of chicken wing grease all over my fingers or something. Which is possible with me because I love chicken wings. You know, I could be eating them at any time. Oh, and then I got a foil card, which is the exact same thing as that other card, the Summoner's Howlbound. So that was worth it. That foil card is probably worth like $2, but I don't really care. I like foil cards. I collect them. I also use this. I actually drafted this when I was playing the draft. Tranquil Cove. Oh, it's almost like too bright. I don't know if I should ease back this lighting, but see that Is it too bright? Is it too bright? You tell me. What do you think? Too bright? That's very bright. Let me give you a. Let me fix that for you. Oh, you see, I'm packing my knife. That might help. Yeah, with the riots going on, I didn't want to have no weapons on me, in case someone broke in. But that Loris of the Dream Den, that's what it looked like. It's a pretty sweet card. That was about $25. So right now we're at about $27, roughly. And the box was $100. So, looks like I have a sick monobrow going on. It's all right. It's for the ladies. But yeah, so the box was $100. I'm at 27 right now if I sell all the cards. But like I said, if you follow me and like the things that I'm doing, I'm giving away a deck that I'm going to build myself out of these cards. So, do so. But you also have to follow my TikTok. Ikoria Tomi. Enters battlefield tap. It's like a triple land. It's a rare. I've never seen this card before. Let's look up what it's worth. Come on. Oh, thanks, man. Doing pretty good. How are you doing? This is a $5 card, actually. This Ikoria Tomi is a $5 card. So that puts me at $31 for this box. So if I'm at $31 and I need to make back $100, throw that down there. We're not off to a bad start off the first 3 packs, to be honest with you. Where'd my pen go? Oh, it's under my phone. So write this down. Do you have any questions for me? Like, how I placed in the draft? Actually, I placed second. The guy who beat me, he only beat me because I didn't understand how Evolve worked yet. If I had understood Evolve and how it worked, I could have utilized it better than I was. So if I had actually looked into the set, but it was my first time ever playing the Ikoria set at that draft. Like, I'd never even messed with it before, not even on Magic Online, because I haven't been playing that game. But yeah, so I took second out of all the people playing. It was pretty good. And if you want any of these cards, I'm going to post them on eBay right when I'm done here. So, feel free to jump on there and buy them. Some of them I'm going to use to build the deck, though. Like I said, I'm going to actually build the deck I used during the draft out of these cards, but better, like the full deck. And if I took second, it's going to be a pretty decent deck. And I'm going to give it away. This card right here, actually, of One Mind, is one of the cards that saved my butt a buttloads of time in that draft. It has this spell costs 2 less to play if you control a human creature and a non-human creature. Draw 2 cards. I should get my reading glasses, but I left them in my car and I'm not going to. But it costs 2 less to cast. It costs 3 total. So there was turns, like turn 2, I think it was, I would be able to play this for 1. So I'd play a creature for 1 that was a human on turn 1. And then turn 2, I'd play a creature that was I'd play a land, then play a creature that was a non-human, and then play this card for 1. This card is amazing. Like, I just think it's such a good card. And then it gives you card advantage because you draw 2 cards. So, like, it helps you filter through your deck faster. So it's a real good card, actually. It's going to be in the deck I build because it was a blue-white deck. This card was really good, too. Splendor Mare. It has lifelink and cycling. It costs 3 to play. When you cycle Splendor Mare, you may put a lifelink counter on target creature you control. So that's the cool thing about this was I actually never played this as an actual creature. What I did is I played it to put a lifelink counter on a stronger creature. So I would cycle this card for 2 because it costs 3 to play. So it's a 3 for a 3/3. It costs 3 for a 3/3, which is decent. But the thing is, you could cycle it for 2 and give a stronger creature lifelink. You know what I'm saying? It was actually a really good card. That card's trash. All right, on to the next pack. Oh my god, let's hope we break $100. Oh, this card I used in the draft too, actually. Frostveil Ambush. Untap. Okay, tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Awesome card. It costs 5 to play. I know that's expensive, but in a draft, that's actually really like great delay. So what it does is it gives you the ability to like tap their 2. Like let's say they have a creature that they were using to tap your creatures. Now you tap that creature, it's permanently tapped until the next turn. That gives you the ability to attack. And then you can cycle it for 1 and draw a card. So if you get this early game and you're like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to play this for a while, you can cycle it, and that'll help you get something better out of your deck. I actually really liked this card. I used it heavily. I only had 2 of them in the deck too, which is probably I'll probably put 3 in the constructed deck since it's going to be 60 card deck. But like I said, I'll be giving that away. That'll be one of the cards in it. Oh, I actually just like this little squirrel. It was super cute. I don't know what was about it. But when it enters the battlefield, you can choose to put your choice of a flying counter or a first strike counter on it. And I thought that was just a really cool little card. I actually used this card in the draft too. This Volpeak. It is a fox. That's how I would, for that non-human human creature card. Whenever this creature mutates, put a 1/1 counter on it. I actually didn't really care about the mutate aspect of it. It was just a decent card for 4. And in a draft, it's kind of like, you just need to get your hands on stuff that you can utilize later on. And since it was flying, I ran it because I had a card in that deck that was like creatures you control with flying, or it made instants or sorcery spells that targeted creatures you controlled with flying cost 2 more to play. And it was this card I actually used quite a bit. Actually, I think I use it almost every game. And it's going to be in that deck that I made, by the way. Let's get to the good stuff. Why am I wasting my time with these? I got a Luna. Oh, no. A Luna Apex of Wishes. Let's take a look at how much that's going to be worth. It's a legendary creature. It has mutate. Oh my god, its mutate cost is 6. And it's 3 colorless, red or green. So it's like red or green. So your choice. And then 2 blue. But it's a flying trample. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent. Cards put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. Actually, that's pretty sweet. But I mean, that's so expensive, and it costs 5 itself to play. But it could be worth a lot of money. Who's to say? Let's see here. Apex of Wishes. There it is. Shopping. Says right here that they're going for about $2. Oh, this one's $4.50. $5. It's about 4. Let's say it's low 5. So let's say it's like low 4, high 5. High 5. So this one's worth $5 or $4, like we decided. The Luna. Apex. $4. So now we're at 35 flat. Put this in a sleeve before we move on. I like to pull them out and then sleeve them immediately. If it was foiled, it would have been worth a lot more money, actually. It's just sad it wasn't. I wonder if this like goes down like on its own, or do I have to like say something? Too bright. Can you see it now? Vigilance, Eternal. Trash, trash, trash. Majestic Unicorn just looks cool. It mutates and has a vigilance. Whenever this creature mutates, you gain 4 life. It's actually a pretty sweet card. Actually, it'd be really good with an older card, Angelic Accord, which is whenever you gain 4 life, you put a 4/4 flying angel token onto the battlefield. Actually, it'd be a really good card to run with that enchantment. Mystic Subdual. This was actually a card I used in the draft, and it was super effective. What it is it has flash, so it can be played as an instant. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0 and loses all abilities, which is really important in this set because some of the creatures' abilities are just overpowered. So if you can like remove their ability to mutate some of the creatures, it's a huge advantage. And since it has flash, you can do it as a battle trick, which is really nice. Oh my god, this is a super good card. Unbreakable Bond. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with lifelink counter. That's pretty sick. I did not see that card. I got a foiled card and a land. Interesting. A lot of foiled cards in the set. Seems like there's a lot. I got. Oh dang, this card is really good. Actually, I used this in the draft. The foiled card. It's Avian Obadity or whatever. This is the card I was talking about. See, what happens is it has cycling, and whenever you cycle it, you put a flying counter on target creature you control. It's a super good card. I actually used it in the draft, and the fact that it's foiled is cool because I'm gonna put it in the deck that I make. Here, I'll see if you can see it. You see this now? It's foiled, so it's kind of like hard to see it. But that'll be in the deck. And Crystalline Giant is actually a reprint. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among flying, first strike, death touch, hexproof, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, vigilance, and +1/+1. Put a counter of that kind on Crystalline Giant. That is actually super awesome. It's a 3/3 for 3, and it's absolutely amazing. I bet that card's worth money. If it's not worth money, it's going to blow my mind. Let's see how much it's worth. Let's see here. Shopping. What? It's only worth 12 cents. Holy shit. That blows my mind. Well, this one's $1, but let's say it's worth 50 because that might just be bidding or something. It just hasn't gotten to the point yet. That's nuts. I almost want to build a deck out of that. That's an awesome card. Because there's a lot of counters. Like I said, like the Ovarian Oddity, where I could put a 1/1 a flying counter on a target creature. It's what? There's a riot in the Memorial House of President Lincoln? That's insane. You know what? That's super sad. President Lincoln was a sick ass president. Fucking Honest Dave doesn't deserve that shit. You know? But that just infuriated me. It's one of my favorite presidents. And they said he had like this weird disease that like gave him like elongated fingers and legs. It's weird, I bet he was an alien. But that's nuts, dude. Has anyone been hurt or injured? John? Doe? $0.50. All right. Well, I need to make up $50, man. Or I need to make up $75 still. Yeah, I'd be mad too, man. President Lincoln, he fought for to free the slaves, man. That's like pissing in his face. It's crazy. He fought to, liberate us from the South and the tyranny of the South, of the southern states. Not that I'm saying the South's bad. Don't get me wrong. So I do like the South. Well, let's pray that nobody gets hurt, because that's nuts. Can't believe they're trashing Honest Abe's house. Divine Arrow deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. That's not bad. I'll put that in that deck too, actually. Divine Arrow could be a good battle trick. So, what are they doing? Why are they rioting there? What does that have to do with anything? Zenith Flare deals X damage as you to target. You gain X life, where X is the number of cards with cycling. Wow, that's crazy good card. Could be a good deck right there. Zenith Flare. Insatiable Hemophage. Let's be like a vampire. Oh. General's Enforcer. That seems pretty cool. Oh, snap. I got a Planeswalker. Luca Coppercoat, Outcast. Legendary Planeswalker. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled this way gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control Luca. That is insane. Exile creatures you control, then reveal the cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. This card's nuts. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. This is a super crazy card. Let's see how much it's worth. So, John Doe, well, I got you here. What are your thoughts on this situation? I'll read them to the people so that they can see them if they can't see what you're typing. How do you feel about what's happening right now? Let's see how much this card is worth, though. While you're typing that. I mean, what do you think they're getting out of destroying President Lincoln's memorial home? Oh, snap. Okay, so since I got the full art, Luca, see, it's full art. It's all the way to corner. It's worth $15.40. So that's a pretty sweet deal. You're right, John. I agree with you. That is a tragedy what they're doing right now with the vandalism. And as sad as it is, it's not really doing anything for the cause. I mean, I'm just your average, white guy, so I can't really speak about the situation because, I mean, I could, and I do have opinions about it. But who am I to put my opinion out there like that? I don't want to sit there and say, this is what's right and this is what's wrong. What I want to say is, you should know what's right and wrong already. These people are adults. They're not children. They're grown men and women going out there and destroying other people's hard-earned businesses, and that costs us money as taxpayers. Who do you think's going to pay for this in the long run? I mean, who's going to pay for all the damage that's being done? We are. It's coming back out of our own pockets. The only thing that's happening right now is they're going out there and destroying businesses that people have worked hard for to establish. And, at the end of the day, they're just taking liberties with a situation that is sad and unfortunate, but they're just using it to justify their actions. And that's really the sad part. So let me see here. Luca. Coppercoat. was $15. So that puts us at 41 bucks, or yeah, $42 right now. I'm at $42. I need to make it up to 100. Okay, if I make it to $100 on this box, I'm going to give a whole deck away that I make out of the box. So I'm going to sell some of the rares though. I feel like I'm going to make more than 100. I'm only like 6 packs in. You have a curfew at 6 p.m. That's crazy, you know? Isn't that nuts? I mean, I don't know if I have a curfew, but I'm not going outside because they're having a rally tonight in my town too. So, you know. Well, I'm not going out because I don't know if there's going to be vandalism, but at the same time, I don't want to get caught up in a situation that could go south. So I'm just staying home. Plus, it's like if they decide to vandalize stuff, I want to be able to protect my home. You know, that's why I was like, you know, carrying my knife on me and my axe, and you know, like I have my guns over there, so I'm not really that stressed about it. Most people will be using bricks. I'll be using Colt 45s. This pack. Dire Tactics is actually a pretty good card too. Elaborate what you meant by that, John. Because the right or the vandalism, I mean. Like, what are you trying to say to me? Exile target creature. If you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. It's a pretty good card. Ooh. Got a foiled card, but it's like trash. I got a Gigantha, the Wellspring. It's a legendary creature. Elk, champion. No card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbols in its mana cost. Oh my god. You can tap this card and it adds one of every color of mana, so it can be used to tap for 5. And it costs 5. I have a feeling it might be worth some money. Let's take a look at it. But yeah, like at the end of the day, the only people that they're hurting are us, other citizens who did nothing. You know, they're out there rioting, damaging property that people worked hard to earn. Exactly. It is sad. I was watching a video of a man getting beat with a 2x4 for defending his shop. It's ludicrous, you know. This is the world we live in. It's scary, isn't it? It's scary when people can't even, you know, go out at 6 p.m. at night because there's a group of people out there who assume that what they're doing is right and they feel justified in their actions. And that's not good. That's never good. Okay. Let's see what this guy's worth. And then we'll get back on topic with what you're saying. It looks like he's worth about $20. So that's actually a pretty good score. Yeah, he's going for $20 on eBay, which is where I'm going to sell it. So, well, I'll say 19 because I like to undervalue my cards, and then if they value over, that's always good. But that puts us at for the box puts us at 19 30 $57. I'm at $57 on a $100 investment, so worth it, yes. And you know, it's just a real shame what's going on out there. You know, it is. I mean, it's sad that this man lost his life, but I feel like, you know, was everyone innocent in that situation? The cop clearly, everyone who videotaped it should have gotten arrested because anyone who watched that man die should have gotten arrested. There's no reason you should just sit there and watch a man struggle for his life, even if it is a cop on his neck. That's just inappropriate. The people who watched that man get killed are just as much to blame as the police officer who did it. And anyone who says otherwise, well, I'll argue that all day. If I saw that, I would have definitely went over there and gotten in that cop's business. And then they would have had to wrestle 2 people, and at least he would have had the chance to breathe and probably still be alive. If someone had stepped up and said something instead of just recording it with their phone, if they had had the fire that they have in them now, that when they're destroying private property, and actually went over there and helped that man, he'd still be alive. All right. And maybe you'd gotten arrested for police or whatever, but it would have been cleared up later on. If you do the right thing, it'll all work out in the long run. All right. And I'm just saying, like, at some point, people need to take responsibility for the society we live in, where it's okay to record someone doing something wrong and then blame the person who did it. But you sat there and watched that person murder somebody and you did nothing. At what point are you responsible? There should be a level of responsibility there that isn't being taken into account. All right. Garrison Cat. This is actually a really cool card. It's a 1-drop for 1. And it's a 1/1 for 1, I should say. And when Garrison Cat dies, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So it's like you get 2 creatures for the price of 1. And, as much as I don't want to be like opinionated, what I don't want to sit there and say that's what I would have done if I was in that situation, because I don't know. I wasn't there. But I feel like if I was there and I watched that man dying, I would have said something, or at least done something. Just watching him and recording him die so that you can have your 5 minutes of fame is just appalling. That's really the sad part of this whole situation. It's not the man was killed. It was that people watched him die and did nothing. The community that loved him so much that is now rioting and destroying everything in their area did nothing while that man died, but record his death. That's the sad part. Ooh, this is cool. Spite Dragon. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on Spite Dragon. That's pretty sweet, actually. It's a 1/1 for 2. 1 red, 1 blue. It's a pretty sweet card. Savory Thundermane. I think I'm saying that right. It's a sick-looking card, actually. I'm going to show it to you. Looks like this. It's like a lion with like thunder coming out of his mane. See it? Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. If you do, Savory Thundermane deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. This card is insane, bro. This is a super sick card. I'm going to use this card to build a deck, actually. Hopefully I get more. Oh, man, this card's super cool. Pouncing Shore Shark. It has Mutate. It's a foil, too. Whenever this creature mutates, you may return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. This is a really sweet looking card. I don't know if you can see it because it's as foiled as hell, but it is just a sweet deal. I'm gonna put it in I actually have a really big deal. I really like sharks a lot because I always like the idea of a creature that has to keep moving or it dies. I use that in my own life. When I used to work at my old job, we were like pushed really hard to be like, meet production goals. And one of the things I used to always say was like, I was a shark. And if I stopped moving, I would die. So I would always keep moving. And I use that, in a lot of aspects of my life, to be honest with you. I'm always moving, and people say, oh, well, I don't know how I'm so fat. For as much as I move, it makes no sense to me. So, but then again, if you saw what I ate as a diet, you'd be like, oh man, you should be 350 pounds. So, let me see here. I got Mythos, the Vadrock. Let's see what he's worth. This thing's trash. It's worth about $1.50, but that's still $1.50 more towards our goal of $100. So, it's worth a shot. I mean, it looks like a toddler drew it too, which I hate when they do that, like chintz out on the artwork. But its ability is Mythos deals 5 damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and/or planeswalkers. If blue and white was spent to cast this spell, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block. Their activated abilities can't be activated. It's actually a really good card. Holy shit. That's nuts. Um, it's meant for a 3-color deck, though, which is going to be difficult for mana correction. Oops, sorry. Difficult for mana correction. But, I mean, it's actually still pretty decent. It could go up in value, too. Like, you make beats for fun. Well, that's cool. You know, you should make a beat about what's going on right now. You know, use this situation to inspire you. Who's to say what could happen? Maybe that's the one that, you know, hits home. Seems like you have a pretty level head on your shoulders, so you never know. You know, you always look towards for inspiration in unthought of places. That's what I like to do. I always like to be inspired by what nobody else is thinking about. Because instead of making something hateful, you know, make something good out of it. You know, plant a flower, plant a tree for your tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Spontaneous flight. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Put a flying counter on it. That's actually really cool. It's actually a really good card. If it wasn't a 3, if it didn't cost 3, I'd actually say that's a pretty decent card. Oh, you know what? I actually had this in my deck for the draft too. Wingfield Patreon enters the battlefield with your choice of flying counter or hexproof counter on it. Um, it's actually really utilitarian, and it's a 3/6 for 6. I know that sounds expensive, but I actually had no problem casting it almost every time it was in my hand, and because it's like a late game card. But the cool thing is you can use the hexproof if you know that they're going to be targeting your creature a lot, like with removal. And then if that's not the case, you can do with a flying for evasion and get around their creatures when they attack. But trash. Oh, Mystic Egg. That was actually in my draft deck too. It's this creature called, it's a 1-drop. So this was one of the cards that I would use to play that other blue card that I was talking about, that like as long as you have a non-creature and a human, it costs 1 and it lets you draw 2 cards. But Mysterious Egg, whenever this creature mutates, put a 1/1 counter on it. But you have to use another creature to mutate it, and that's why that one guy beat me. Because if I had known that's how mutated works, I would have actually done a lot better. Have you ever played Magic the Gathering before, John? Dill? Huntmaster Liger. It's actually a really cool looking card too. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually a pretty sweet looking one. It's like a lion, tiger, like a white tiger. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. It's actually a really good card too. I'll probably put that in the deck as well. It's a good game. It's a good game, bro. You know, like I said, subscribe to my channel, and maybe I'll send you the deck. I mean, you're the only one here, so it makes sense. Then you could get into playing it yourself. Oh, wait a minute. This looks like a serious money scenario. Karuga, the Masks Mosasage. I don't know how to Macrosage. It's a legendary dinosaur hippo. Okay. Champion. It's a champion. So your starting deck contains only cards with converted mana cost 3 or less, 3 or greater, and land cards. When this card enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. It's actually a pretty cool card. I bet it's actually worth a little bit of money too, because its ability, it only costs 5 to play. Yeah, I mean, last month I gave away like super old comic books that were like holofoil covered. So like I always give stuff away. You know, it's good to be giving stuff away because I'm a Christian, and I don't know if that matters to you or not, but in the Bible it says, "Give, and then you shall receive." So I give away, and God gives me everything I need in life. Well, if I had gotten the full art one, it would have been worth about $16. It's worth it. Oh, well, it's still worth about $3, which isn't too bad because that still puts us at 48, I think now, dollars for the whole box. Oh yeah, collecting comic books. I've collected comic books since I was a little kid. I actually, you know what? Wait right here. I'll be right back. I've collected comic books so long that when I was 15 years old, I bought this comic book right here, right? This is the first appearance of Rocket the Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if you can see it, but that's Rocket, what he looked like originally. And that's the Incredible Hulk. I only bought the book when I was a little kid because I was a big Incredible Hulk fan. I actually have a Hulk and the Juggernaut tattoo. But I only bought it, and I remember when I bought it, I was like, man, this Rocket Raccoon guy has rooted this book for me or whatever. And ended up saving it my entire life, and now it's worth like $275 or something like that. Yeah, so like I've been collecting comic books for years. I'd go to like like old what do they call them, like flea markets, and I would spend like $20 and get long boxes back when comic books weren't worth anything. Nobody thought they were cool. But then once all the movies started coming out, it just ruined the market. But I still collected a lot of them. And like I said, I give them away all the time. Really good classic ones too. Like I gave away next month I'm giving away a Silver Surfer 20th anniversary. So if you follow me and like the shit I do, you'll be able to get that. He's worth $3. So that puts me at that puts me at 40, or no, actually that puts me at 52 now. $52. So we're halfway there. Really? That's crazy, bro. Nuts. Well, if I ever get rich, maybe I'll buy it off you. Should be worth a pretty penny if it's in good shape. You know, the best way to tell if it's in good shape is you look at the staples on the book, and if the staples have started to change color, you know the book has been in the high moisture content area, because staples will like deteriorate over time, and you know if it was in a high moisture content area based on the color of the staples on the book. That's actually just a quick way. I actually learned that from the comic book men. They were talking about that one day, and I was like, "Oh shit, that makes sense." And it's true too. I ended up looking at some of my books, and then you could instantly tell like the difference between ones that I had owned and were never in moisture content areas, and then ones that I had bought that were at one point in a moisture content area. Because I keep all mine in with Jellica, you know, like those jelly key packets you get for like in food to keep moisture out of them. I ordered a whole bunch on eBay, and I keep them in with those. This is actually just a really cool looking card. I have to show it to you. It's a dinosaur. It's called Cloud Piercer, and it's almost like a style dragon style dinosaur. It's pretty sweet. Whenever this creature mutates, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. It's actually not a bad card. It gives you card advantage. So card advantage is whenever you would take a card out of your library. Every time you draw a card. Oh, really? Bought it at a yard sale? Dang. That's a good find. These full art cards are actually really sweet looking. Look at this one. If this camera would focus, such trash. Yeah, but it's like a tiger mixed with like a yak. You know? And it has mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, put a 3/3 green beast creature token on the battlefield. That's actually really, really good. And it's a 3/3 for 3. So that's actually a super good card. I might do something with that if I get enough of them. All right. Garbage. I got Haunted Nightmare. Haunted Nightmare enters the battlefield. Target opponent puts a death touch counter on a creature they control. Oh, dang. Oh, but it's a 4/5 for 3. This card must be worth some bank. Drop my phone. Like cards like that with our 4/5s for 3. Like I had a card that was like a 5/4 for 1. And what it was is they had the option of destroying it and taking 4 damage right off the bat, or letting it come into play for 1. And of course, they'd always take the 4 damage. But if you run 4 of them in a deck and you start the game with 20 life, you could gnaw them down real quick. Looks like it's going for about $2. So this one's only $1. $3. I was for the full art though. I only have the regular art. So let's say it's $1.50. So we're at $55 now with Haunted Nightmare. But like, you know, at some point too, I wanna be very clear that I was very interested in seeing the footage of that video before it got to that point. And I don't know if that's just like the human nature in me. And it's like I want to know, what was happening up to that point. Why did it get to that point in the first place? Like how I didn't see it. I don't know if you saw the footage of the gentleman getting arrested and how he passed away. But if you saw it, what were your takes on the situation? I only saw like, images of him getting kneeled on. Yeah. Well, I mean, it shouldn't have made it to social media. I feel like that was a little bit much. I mean, the other thing is, not that I'm saying it should have been swept under the rug. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's a very dramatic video, the portion that I did see. And I could understand why people would be so upset about it. And what really upsets me is that people just watch that happen. It just blows my mind that that was the thing. Like they just sat there and watched and was okay with it happening. You know, that just really breaks my heart that our society's at that point where it's like that's the new norm. Oh, I use this card in the deck too, actually in the draft. Uh, Reconnaissance mission. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Then you can pay 2 and cycle it. It costs 4 to play the card, and it's an enchantment. Person called Anonymous. That's another thing. This person called Anonymous, I wonder, now follow me, if this isn't all been planned, if this isn't all a planned situation by the government, because they need to distract us from the fact that the coronavirus wasn't even a thing. We wasted time and money. They want to keep small businesses down. And I mean, at some point, all of this seems like really weird timing. Is active in what? What is he active in, though? It's the question. Wow, this is a really cool card. Coming Nightbonder. Spells with flash cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. It's actually super cool looking too. I'll show it to you if you can see it. It's like a merfolk or something, like a mermaid. It's a human rogue. It's none of those things. It's not a mermaid, but it looked very mermaid-esque. What is he active in, John Doe? Though, when you say that, he's active in what? I also got Kahifa. I don't know how you'd say this. It's like Kaheera, the Orphan Guard, and it's champion. So you play it like when you play, it's like a almost like a commander. Each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. It has vigilance. Each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or a beast card gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. It's actually a super good card. Let's see how much it's worth. It's legendary too, so you can only have. I wouldn't run more than 2. Kahira. I think it's Kahira, the Orphan Guard. Oh, look, it's like already in my thing. Says it's going for about foiled. It would have been worth some good money. Looks like it's worth about $5. So that's what I'll sell mine for is $5. Well, this one's $27 though. I don't know because a lot of them are bidding, so it's hard to say. And since the set's so new, it's like hard to like estimate. It's a person that hacked into a certain president's bank history. And he just happened to be in the area when this situation happened, though. That's kind of questionable. Or did he like steal the video footage from someone else? Is my question. What do you think? Do you think he stole the footage from like another person and then just it made it viral, or did he actually record it himself? And that was $5. So I'm at $62 now. So that's not bad. I need to make it to 100 to level out in this box. And I'm gonna put all these cards up for sale on eBay. So if you follow me on YouTube and on my TikTok, I'll cut you a deal and sell them to you cheaper. But I'm gonna build a deck out of it for sure. So there's gonna be cards I'm not gonna be posting, but the ones that are worth over $5, I'll probably be posting. So what happened with the Ebola virus in Africa? I didn't hear anything about that. I figured because everything was so spread apart, it would be like not affecting them at all. You know, the Ebola virus. Ebola. Wait, why would they have Ebola virus in Africa? That's like so old. That I think we even have a cure for that, don't we? Ebola. I don't really know. Do we have a cure for the Ebola virus? You should look that up on the internet right now and let me know. I feel like we do. I feel like there is a cure for the Ebola virus. That's not like the flesh eating bacteria, is it? Those aren't very good. But I got Inspired Ultimatum. Wow, that's actually an old card. Target player gains 5 life. Inspired Ultimatum deals 5 damage to any target, and then you draw 5 cards. That's a crazy card. Let's see how much it's worth. If it's worth money, I actually have the older original ones. I should see how much those are worth, too. See here. Let's see what this. It's worth about $1. You know what? That's a bummer. I thought it would be worth more money. I mean, it's selling on eBay for looks like $2, dollar, $2. I'll probably I probably won't post it. I'll just hold on to it. I usually don't post cards that aren't going to make me any money, but I save them because you never know when the card value will go up and down over time in the market. And because like Magic the Gathering is kind of like the stock market, and the card prices fluctuate depending on how the cards do in tournaments and stuff like that. And I mean, Inspired Ultimatum is never going to be in a tournament, but it might be in like some like EDH or Elder Dragon deck and make it worth a lot of money. $2. Ebola virus. Now that's all I can think about for some reason. Oh, Thieving Otter. This is actually a really good card. It's uncommon. And whenever Thieving Otter deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. It's actually super good. I use it in the draft. It'll be in the deck I make too. When I give a deck away. So. Oh, so will this Garrison Cat. This Garrison Cat's gonna make it into that deck as well. But I'm gonna give a deck away out of this booster box after I've done building it. So if you like and share and follow, you can. You don't have to share this video. You just like comment, like John Doe's right now. He's in the lead for winning the deck. I'll tell you that right now. They don't have a cure for it? I thought they did for some reason. That's interesting. Well, why would they want to cover that up, though? I mean, that's not like super crazy. I mean, what would they gain by covering up is probably the question I should ask. Is it because we didn't give them aid? Well, we were under a Void 19 situation, so it's not like. Although, you know what? Isn't the Ebola virus from that movie The Outbreak? Remember that? Did you ever see that movie Outbreak? Where like they give that monkey the Ebola virus and then it like is coughing it on, like it just spreads like a wildfire through America. I wonder. Now, bear with me. Oh my god, I can't believe I just dropped that. It's the rare card. Oh, thank God. I wonder if the Ebola virus was happening, if they had us quarantine ourselves with the C Void 19, even though it's fake, just to keep us from going out and about during and spreading the possible Ebola virus that would have hit us and impacted us. Ikoria the Spell Chaser. Cost 3 to play. Flash. When Ikoria the Spell Chaser enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That card sounds sick. And if it's not worth money, I'm going to be surprised because that actually is pretty sick. And it's in a good color scheme for that. Red and blue is, and it's not like red or blue specifically. It's either or. So you don't have to worry about mana correction. Someone just messaged me that they ripped New York. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's happening in New York right now? I'm trying to get an idea. It's worth about $1. Shocking. Only $1. Ugh, I'm never going to make my money back. 2007, really? Really? 2007? It was that long ago? Interesting. And so the same guy, he releaks this video that we are now having an issue with, or not an issue with, that is causing the uprising or the riots. And what does that do for them? Why would they? My question is, why are they inciting these riots? Why is there these blocks, like they're leaving like cinder blocks out for people to get and use? And how come, people are okay with, there's just men out there like beating elderly women and just destroying, like I watched this whole crowd of people just destroy this dude and wreck him, just beat him to death. I swear to God, there's no way he was alive after that beating. And, why is that okay? How many people need to be injured to equal that man's life in your opinion? That's my question. It's really just nuts. It's actually a really cool card. General's Enforcer. I already think I said that one too. Oh, I got a rare foiled card. The Orzolith. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on Orzolith. That's actually super good. It's a 1-drop artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if Orzolith has counters on it, you may move all counters from Orzolith onto a target creature. That's insane. And this card is probably worth some money. Holy shit. It's worth $25. This one says 35. 37. Holy shit, that's a money card. So that's 30. I'm going to say it's worth 25 cuz 37 was the high. So 25. I got another one too. Whenever you get a pack of magic cards, if you get a foiled rare, you get an additional rare. So it's pretty crazy. What? That's crazy. Erase the evidence. Like, what? You're a president and you're like, we need to erase the evidence. That's never going to work. I would just be open and honest about everything. But then again, it could be sleight of hand. They could have said, we need to erase the evidence to take our mind off of what they really wanted to hide. Dude, I'm not surprised. And I didn't know that. What is the election about exactly? Do you know what the bill's called? Because I'll write it down right now and I'll look into it later. Puts me at Orzolith puts me at 70. No, $82. I only need to make up $21 now, and I still have almost an entire box. Like literally, I've probably opened 12 packs. There's 32 packs in a box, so I have 3 more 12 packs to open. That's nuts. 13, so I actually have less than that, but still, I'm definitely gonna make my $100 back. And when I do, I'll put these up for sale on eBay, and then I'll buy another box. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously they're using it to cover up this, um, uh, this hidden ballad is what you're saying. There's going to be this hidden, uh, oh, what is it? You said it was an election on our rights today. So is it like a vote? Like, are they going to vote in the Senate about our rights? And what about our rights? Like, if it's okay to vandalize things in a riot, you know, is there going to be like, are we going to be seeing the purge in our lifetime? Is that what the deal is? Is that what the idea of the situation is? Be ready for the purge. I got Mythos Snapdax. I actually seen this in the draft, and I feel like it was worth something. The art on it is horrendous. It looks like a 2-year-old drew it, right? Like a little kid. It's like it looks like a rat. Mythos. It's worth about $1. If I had gotten the full art one, it would have been worth $8 though. Japanese was 10. Worth about $1. Oh, it's Joe the Crowbar. It's at Joe the Crowbar. I'll write it down actually, so you don't have any question. And if you have a webcam after I send you the magic deck, I'll play it on here. Yeah, and we can live stream our game. I'm pretty sure we can do that. I'm not sure how it would work, but I feel like I can make it happen because I can like record my screen time, so I can set up a live stream from between us playing, and then oh, I forgot to look this guy up. Gradura Doom of the Depths. Holy shit, he came right up. And this like set's supposed to have Godzilla in it, so I'm really kind of trying to pull these Godzilla cards because that's what I'm looking for. He was only worth about $2. Doom. He's a Kraken, Demon Kraken. When Gertruda has the Doom, and each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyards, puts a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards on the battlefield under your control. That's pretty sweet, actually. I actually had a guy use this on me against me in the draft I was in, so $84 now. I actually remember him using this card, and I was like, "What? That's crazy!" You know what? That's really what they. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen because social media, I'm going to be honest with you, is one of the worst things that ever happened to America. It ruins families, it ruins lives. It in the Bible it says not to covet thy neighbor and what they have. That's what social media does. It teaches people to covet what other people have. So you sit around all day looking at beautiful women that aren't your wife. You sit around all day looking at expensive cars you'll never drive. Why? Why torture yourself with that? When if you ever go on my Facebook, I actually have unfollowed certain people because they post pictures, or I don't unfollow them or defriend them. I just block their content from my wall because they post pictures of like naked chicks and like just ridiculous shit that I don't want to see. Like I don't want to be at work scrolling through my page and have like someone next to me go, "Oh man, what's with those boobies you got on your screen?" I don't need that in my life. That's questionable. So, in my opinion, Facebook is a little bit of a problem in society. Facebook, social media, Instagram. I mean, as much as I utilize them to get my own message across, um, they are a problem. And I don't think that it's right to censor them because I feel like freedom of speech is very important in society. I think it's our own individual responsibility to control how we utilize them. Oh man, this card's sick. It's called Voracious Great Shark. It has flash. When it enters the battlefield, counter target artifact or creature spell. Dude, I'm gonna build the sickest shark deck for my own personal use because I love sharks and I'm glad that they're making like an appearance in Magic the Gathering finally after all these years. These are like the first time I've played Magic since I was 13 years old and I'm 30 years old now. And these are like the first times I've seen sharks in Magic the Gathering. I actually like sharks so much I have a shark tattoo. See right there. See that? It's my moral compass too, so I know which way is right and wrong. I never got to finish, but I should. Let's take a look at how much this might be worth. Hope I get more of those. Honestly, it'd be worth it because I'm going to have to buy them if I don't get them. Looks like shopping. Looks like they're only worth 50 cents. I'm not that concerned if I have to buy them. I'm not even going to write down his price because I won't sell them. I'm going to keep them anyways. Well, I mean, what rights do we even have now when you think about it like that? What rights do we really have? I have the right to go to work every day and come home. I had a woman file a false order of protection on me that lives 10 hours away, and they came in and took my pistol permit. Now, sure, I got it overturned and I can get the pistol permit back, but what right did I have to a fair and equal trial before they took my First Amendment right? Or Second Amendment, one of the amendments. It's one of them. I have a right to a pistol. All right. And because someone falsified a document on a police report, I got that taken away from me. Is that fair to me? I went down there and I didn't even have a lawyer and I got it overturned because it was just trash. It was absolute garbage, or they lied. I guarantee that's what's going to come up on the chopping block next is our ability to right to bear arms. And at that point, I'm going to fade into the mist, my friends, because I will never be without my rifles. Artifact creature, dinosaur cat. It's actually really cool looking. It's got mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +2/+1 until end turn. That's actually a really sweet card. Cunning Nightbonder. That was a good one. General of Kerbolidith. Some of these names are like super hard to pronounce. Like they're like, I don't know where they came up with them, but they're just rough. Other humans you control get +1/+1. Sacrifice 2 humans. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. This card's insane. It's a black-white card. I mean, if it's not worth money, it will be once the tournaments take place because it's a good card. Let's take a look at how much it's worth. General of... Oh, wait. General Kudo. Burrow. Looks like he's worth about $5, which isn't bad. That's actually a pretty decent pull. He's going for about $7 to $8 on eBay, so that's probably what I'll sell him for. I'm gonna put $5 down though as his price because, like I say, I like to undervalue my cards. What they sell. Harms. I mean, call it what you want, but I've owned guns for years. I've never hurt anybody. I mean, it's a question of You know what, too? Like, people say that it's the right, like, owning a gun is bad because it can hurt someone. But what's stopping bad people from getting guns? Clearly, all the laws aren't doing anything for that. Just as a thought, I'm not saying that everyone should own a gun. That's not what I'm saying. There are certain people who shouldn't be eligible for a gun. And in the state of New York, to get a pistol permit, you need to have never had a violent crime or a DWI. So that automatically removes you from the ability. And if you were even speculated to have been in a violent crime, it can automatically take away your right to bear arms. General Kubro. $5. That puts me at $89. And I only need to make $100 to get all my money back for this. So I'm definitely gonna be giving this deck away. And I mean, John Doe, as long as you subscribe to my channel, bro, you pretty much won it. When I'm done with this, I'll make it, and then I'll have you send me an address, and I'll build it, and I'll put it in a sleeves for you, and then you can keep it. I mean, I don't see anyone fighting for the right to own it at this point. So, like, when you say your name's John Doe, is that like in money dough? Holy shit, this thing's super sweet looking. Sea Dasher Octopus, it's called. It's full art. See how the art goes from corner to corner? It's pretty cool. But it's like an octopus. And it has mutate for 2, flash. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Super sick is what it is. It is a super good card. I bet that thing is worth some bank. And then I got a crappy foiled card, but it's still a foiled card. See. Dasher. Octopus. Already found it. Shopping. Looks like it's worth about $5. I don't know, on eBay it's going for $12. Starting bidding at $2. It's been selling for up to $22. So I'm gonna put $20, which puts us at 89. That puts us at 109. Puts me over my Dasher Octopus. $20. It puts me at my over my limit of $100. So whatever else I pull, I don't even need to look at the value. I just need to sell those cards right there. From here on out, it's just game time. So if I sell those rares, I have enough to make my money back on this box. Oh, Thieving Otters, that's going to be in that deck, actually, that I'm going to make and give away. As an unknown person. Genesis Ultimatum. This sounds interesting. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them into your battlefield. The rest into your hand. Exile Genesis Ultimatum. That's pretty cool. I'm doubting it's worth any money, though, so I'm not even going to look it up. It's kind of an interesting card. It'd be fun in, like, EDH or something. Elder Dragon. EDH is a format that lets you play with one of every. You can only have one of each kind of card in your library, except for lands. And your library is what they call the deck. So, but it's a lot of fun. Like, it's just a fun way to get it together with friends and play a good game. And there's like some really fun cards that you can use for that too, that affect like groups of people. Oh, Flourishing Fox. I was actually hoping to get this card. I need a playset of these. I'm building a special deck for myself with them. So that's cool. This Regal Leosaur is an insane card. I actually really like it. And I hope I keep pulling them so I can build a deck with that. Shivel, Bane of Monsters. It's a legendary Death Touch. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. This card is super sick. Oh my gosh. He is probably worth some serious money. Bane of Monsters. Awesome card. I haven't seen a card that good in a really long time. Bane of Monsters. Yeah, it looks like he's going for about $5. $10. $16. $7. 23. Worth it. Good card. I'm gonna put down 20. I knew it'd be worth some money. That's another $20 card. It's like playing the lottery, opening these packs. I swear to God. I sent it to you. Actually, that's my TikTok name, Joe the Crowbar, right there at the top. See it? Joe the Crowbar. I don't know if you got it. So, I like to nibble on the packs before I open them to get a flavor of what might be inside. Frostlinks is actually a pretty decent card too. Whenever Frostlinks enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. It's not a bad card. It's a good battle. It's good to form a delay. Like it delays them from attacking you. Parcel Beast. It's pretty cool. Dire Bat. Let's see how much that's worth. Looks like it could be worth some. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me still? Can you hear me? Did I mess that up? Mutate, Flying Flash. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. That's insane. This card is insanely good. Oh my God. That is nuts. It costs 6 to mutate, though. That is a bit of a power leveler. Because that's expensive. So you know you can't use its ability until turn 5 or turn 6. Unless you have, like, mana acceleration. Says it's not worth much. I got 70 cents. Shocker. Figured it would have taken like a tournament. Because I feel like I could use it. Like, because, you know, I mean, Mutate isn't really a strong ability right now. And I think it's true, too, because a lot of people haven't realized how good it could be. Like, I feel like it's being underutilized. And so I feel like that card could become worth more money later. I might not get rid of it. I might not part with it. Because it is a form of removal for both, like, a planeswalker and a creature. Nice. That's what I like to see. I'll add you myself. I should have just gotten a message. Nice. Nice.
Hey everybody, Joe the Crowbar here, and I'm going to live stream on YouTube.
Oh, stop talking. Your voice sounds bad when it's recorded. You ever hear yourself talk? You're like, oh, what a nerd. I just want to punch him in the face. Oh, cool. We're already friends. That's neat. So yeah, like, that's my TikTok. I have a few followers on there too. A lot of people actually come from TikTok over here to watch me, so it's real crazy scenario. Necro Panther. This is kind of a cool card. Whenever it has mutate for 4, whenever this creature mutates, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's actually a pretty sweet card. I feel like some of the uncommons in this set are probably going to be worth more than the commons or the rares. Zolot's Crystal. That's pretty cool. Titan's Nest. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, exile a card from your graveyard, add mana to graveyard. Add colorless, spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. What? That's interesting. Maybe there's a specific card. Let's see if that's actually worth anything, because that sounds pretty useless. I mean, if there is a use to it, I definitely don't know what it is.
Hey everybody, Joe the Crowbar.
No, get out of here. Titans Nest. Shopping. How is this card worth $3? That blows my mind. There must be like a combo that I am not seeing with it that makes it worth a lot of money. So, hit that aside. $3 for that. Questionable. Unless I misunderstood the printing on the card. It is very difficult to use the ability that it has. Good. That's not bad. Decent. Oh, I got another Orphan Guard. That's actually a pretty good card. I like that. Wow, I actually really like this Serrated Scorpion. It's a super good card, and it's foiled. It would work really good with a deck that I had come up with a long time ago called the Jinx Idol deck. It makes me want to remake it, but I gave that deck away too, because I built that deck and then I gave it away, but it makes me want to rebuild it and then add that to it. Because the thing is, Cowboy Bebop, that's a good sheep TV show, actually. I actually really like that show. You ever watch the show Outlaw Star? If you like Cowboy Bebop, watch Outlaw Star. That show was awesome. It was actually one of the most underrated Toonami shows from when I was a kid. You're like the first person I've ever met that's actually seen that show. That's crazy. Did we just become best friends? Just nuts. I've never met anyone that's like, oh yeah, I've seen that show. I swear to God, like I felt like I was the only kid up at like 2 a.m. watching it on Toonami. That's crazy. But like that show, I always felt like Outlaw Star was a super good show, and then like they never have any more episodes. Velociraptor. Nice. No, I totally got what you were saying. That's funny. Insatiable Hemophage. Oh yeah, I remember this card. Emergent Ultimatum. Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names and exile them. An opponent chooses one of those cards. Shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying their mana cost. Oh my God, this card's insane. Oh my God. It costs a lot to do its ability, but worth it. It's like a super good card. I'm actually just going to save this and build a deck with it. Not even going to look up the cost. I should, because if it's a lot of money, I'm going to sell it. I'm all about cost and effect. How much did it cost? How much is it worth? Look at this monkey squirrel. Look at this monkey squirrel. I don't know if you can see it very good, but this thing is ridiculous looking, right? Am I wrong? It's nuts. Let's see what this thing's worth. It's probably the only ultimatum actually worth anything because it has a great ability. Oh, there's a combo already, so you know it's worth money. Shopping. Yeah, it's worth about $3. I won't sell it. It's not worth it to me. I'd rather keep it and then like build my own deck with it. So if someone already has established a combo with a card, you know that like pros are using it. Which is interesting too, because I hate how today Magic the Gathering is being like there's nobody's building decks with their own ideas anymore. They're just stealing ideas off the internet, and then they're like, "Oh, I can beat you in 3 turns with an idea." What's muted? Am I muted right now? Can you hear me? Do you hear what I hear? Oh, probably it's mutated, yeah. Like if you're talking about that like squirrel thing. Mythos, the Brokonos. It's a foil too. This could actually be worth some bank, son. If black and blue was spent to cast a spell, search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. That really sounds really sick. So let's take a look. That actually could be worth some serious bank. Mythos, the Fresh Maker. Bro goes shopping. This is about worth like $1.50. Actually, isn't worth as much as I thought it would be. Well, it's going for like $3 on eBay. Oh, foiled it's going for more, and I do have it foiled actually. It's going for about $12 foiled. So it looks like a kid drew it, doesn't it? Like they used to have art on these cards that was like spectacular. Oh yeah, it was definitely mutant. The whole set's about like certain parts of the set are about mutating creatures, and you can like stack them on top of each other so they become stronger by like combining 2 creatures into one. So it was a mutated creature, you're right. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Oh yeah, dude, this deck is gonna be sweet that I'm gonna build you, by the way. Cause like you know, I'm just pulling all the cards I need to build it. When I was playing the draft, I was like, oh man, if I had one more of these or one more of those, this deck would be so sweet. Oh, I got another Planeswalker. This could be worth some serious bank. And it's a full art card, actually. It's pretty cool looking, actually. Come on, focus, camera. I'm gonna get a better camera. I don't know if you can see it, but like, oh, there it goes. Wait, focus. She's like a monk. It's pretty cool looking. And then it's like, you gain 2 life, add blue, red, or white. Spend this mana only to cast a non-creature spell. That's pretty cool, actually. Discard a card, then you may discard a card. Then you may discard a non-land card. This way, there's that of Ancient Ways deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost, target creature or planeswalker. That's also really good. You gain an emblem with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This emblem deals 2 damage to any target. Wow, this card is nuts. If she's not worth money, it's gonna blow my mind. Let me see here. Let me look this up. Nar set of the Ancient Way. That's not what I said at all. It's worth about $25. I'm going to say 10. Well, I don't know. This guy's, oh, that's foiled. 42 is foiled. I'm going to say it's worth about $12, which is still pretty decent. Because now that puts me at 129 plus 12. So that puts me at $141 out of this $100 investment. Pretty crazy, huh? That's nuts. And then I get to keep all the uncommons and commons I want. And I honestly build most of my decks with uncommons and commons. It's very rare I put rare cards in my decks, but I will put rare cards in your deck that I'm building you. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Nice. Foundland Fedlitter. Creatures you control with vigilance have tap 1. Oh my god, this card's sweet. It allows you to tap a creature an opponent controls with any creature you own that has vigilance. And it's foiled, I think. Was this one foiled? No, the other one's foiled. Let's see what they're going for. Frond Land Failure. He's only going for like $52. I see like $1. I'd say $1. He's actually a pretty good card. I'm shocked he's only going for like $1 or $2. Because vigilance is a good ability to start with. So I bet I could make a pretty sweet deck with him. And he's a 3/5 for 4. This card's a powerhouse. Real shocked. Real shocked he's not worth more money. We're almost done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 more packs. Once I get done. Oh yeah, you made a beat? Did you make it while we were on here chatting? It's about me. Julian Skyboarder. This is one of the cards that's going to be in that deck that I'm making you too, by the way. It's a great card. Oh, shit. This is a sick land. Ithaca Inthadath Tome. It's a land that's a swamp, plains, and a forest. So you can fetch them from your graveyard or fetch them from your library. In death. It's a $7 land. That's $7 right there. Nice. So that puts me at 148 for this box. I'm at $148. On Spoon. Nice. Is it a female friend? Oh, that's cool. Put it up on TikTok so I can hear it. I'll listen to it once I'm done with this. Pouncing Shore Shark. This thing is sweet. You may return to our creature and opponent's. This is a sick card. That's a nice card too. Just a friend? Well, you never know. I don't like to label things. I've had a lot of girls that were just friends and then it became something else. But, at the same time, I've had a lot of girls who were like, "Oh, I never thought I was going to sleep with you." And then they sleep with me. That's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is. They're like, you know what it is? It's my personality. It just sucks them in. It just sucks the chicks right in. I have no idea what it is. Cause like, I'm like not in the best shape either. So I should not have pulled down the number of chicks that I have in my life. Not that I'm bragging, because I wish I had waited till I got married. That would have been the right thing to do. Raptor. Labyrinth Raptor. That's what this card's called. It's worth about $1.50. I'm not even gonna write it down. I'm pretty much at my max of what I needed to make off this box. So it's like, it's just weird. It's just weird that I just have one of those personalities that people fall in love with. I don't know why. It's like a gift God gave me, and I think that is sort of how I got so many people to follow me on TikTok. I just started being myself, and opening up to people and telling them how everything's what it was happening in my life at the time, and it really just blossomed from there. I've been doing stuff on YouTube for years, but nothing serious, just for fun. When I'm bored, like tonight, I'm just doing this because I'm bored. It's like, and I got to make a new friend. Dude, I used to work out so much. It's so crazy. I've just let myself go. I stopped caring. I was really into high weight though, lifting heavy. So I have a solid build still. I'm not like a chunky mass. I still have a solid build. Plus I'm a really hard worker, like I was saying. So I'm always working really hard and all my jobs are really laborious, which I like. But at the same time I get paid really well. So I can't complain. Like at my job now, do what? Lift heavy? I figured out something out about lifting heavy, and I don't know if you would agree, but it stopped making sense to me to lift over 300 pounds because I don't weigh 300 pounds. I don't move 300 pounds every day. I'm never going to be in a moment where I need to bench press 300 pounds off of somebody's body. But I was benching I got up to 325, I think, and then I tore my shoulder and I stopped working out heavy. And I'm scared now because it's scary when you go through an injury like that and it makes you feel how mortal you are, to feel like the weakness of being injured. It makes you value your body a lot more. So I started doing different types of workouts. I started doing different types of body manipulation workouts, doing ups. I actually could do upside down push-ups, off against the wall. And that's crazy because I was 250 or 285 and I was doing them. Yeah, so that's no joke. My brother's got that like crazy. When I took martial arts, because I actually took Aikido for a long time, and I love that. I love that martial art. It's at the Aikido, the dynamic sphere. It's about not hurting your opponent, but keeping them at a distance. So you can judge distance, keep them at bay, and keep them from hurting you and dealing damage to you. Interestingly enough, there's there's a clause for it in the law. There's a clause for Aikido because the idea of Aikido is to subdue your opponent without yourself getting injured. And it's actually what that guy with the ponytail uses. What's his name? Can't remember his name now. He uses Hapkido and Aikido, and he was training police officers, and that's what police officers use. Oh my God, really? That's dangerous, bro. Be careful. That's really dangerous. And there was no other option. You have to have the surgery. I know a guy who went in for surgery to have a polyp removed from his nose. And I know this is nowhere near where your injury is, so maybe there's a little bit safer. But he went in to have a polyp removed from his nose, and they went past the polyp and they scrambled his brain like a lobotomy. It was crazy. And he was a great guy. It was totally sad. And his family won a bunch of money off the doctor, I guess, because like he had gone out the night before the surgery and got totally hammered, and he went in there all hungover. It was insane. But yeah, it was sad. So, I don't really trust doctors. But, the other thing is if it's lower back, do you drink often? I drink occasionally. And when I do, it makes my kidney swell because of the medication I take for my ADHD medication, and it makes my lower back hurt. So then I just got to flush my body out with a lot of water. So I would look into that because, a lot of times lower back injuries are misconstrued for swollen kidneys. And I would have them check your kidneys. Holy shit. This card is worth a buttload of money. It's worth $25. That's nuts. So that puts me up to $73. That's crazy. I didn't even think it was, I knew it was good, but I didn't think it was like $23 good. Nuts. Nuts and butts. Yeah, water's good, but like, it's hard to drink a lot of water. I totally understand that because I drink a lot of water. See, I sweat like an animal. I sweat from the minute I start working to the minute I stop. I'm sweating all day. And the problem I have with it when I drink lots of water is I start to like dislike the taste of water. So what I do is I cut water. I make unsweetened tea, and that makes it a little easier to drink a lot of water because I have to drink constantly. I constantly got to be drinking water. Boom, 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 boom. In the night. Oh, look at this Phoenix. That thing is sick. He's gone. It's called Everquill Phoenix. It's actually really cool looking. It's a full art card too, I think. And whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact creature token named Feather with 1. Sacrifice this feather. Return the Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. What? This card is insane. It's probably worth a buttload of money. Well, it costs 4, and it costs 4 to mutate, so it's actually probably still worth a buttload of money. Everquill Phoenix. Let's see here. Everquill. Oh, it says it's only worth like a couple bucks. Oh, well. It's only worth like 99 cents. That's a shocker. I'm going to go order 3 more and make a deck out of it. That thing is sweet. Only got 5 more packs. But your doctor, what? What about your doctor? What do you say? Did he check your kidneys? Like, has he looked at them and gave you a CAT scan? Wait, does CAT scans even detect muscular issues? I would ask for a soniogram, not a soniogram. What is the one that lets them see like the layers of muscular tissue? Because you could have a pulled muscle that supports the vertebrae in your back, and that could be really the issue. This card's super cool looking. Looks like a sick ass dragon or something. It's like crazy. I don't know if you can see that. But oh, I got another one of those. But yeah, I would seek a second opinion just to be safe before you did the surgery. Because I mean, I'm sure you have insurance. Because if you don't right now, you get boned by that Obama bullshit. That shit cost me $1,000 one year, by the way. I was not happy about that. It cost me $2,000 because my children's insurance lapsed for a month, and it cost me $1,000 per kid. Oh my god, I was so hot. I was so hot. Oh, you did get a second opinion? Good for you. It's important to voice your opinion when you go to the doctors, because the thing is, they try to push you around with all the, oh, I know this and I've been to school for that. Well, sir, yeah, you did do a lot of schooling and stuff, but not every person's exactly the same. All right. And if you do a basic knowledge, like, okay, I would rather go to a veterinarian than a doctor, if I was to tell you the truth. Because a veterinarian understands the idea that not every body is the same. And I don't mean every human body, every creature's body. So they stay up to date on all their equine sciences and all the different sciences involved with different vascular systems and stuff. And here's the thing, there's a lot of similarities between us and some animals. So, I was at the veterinarian's office one time when I had my husky. Oh, you do need it? Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you went and got the second opinion though. And the veterinarian was talking to me about how I tore my shoulder. And he goes, well, what do they have you do for physical therapy? And I'm like, well, they have me tugging on these rubber bands. And he's like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, if you keep pulling on the supportive tissue of the muscle, if it's torn, he's like, what's going to happen? I'm like, I don't know. It should be getting stronger. He's like, no, it's going to keep tearing. And then I spoke to the physical therapist, like her boss, and she's like, yeah, why is she having you do this therapy? It makes no sense. So then they put me on a different physical therapy, and then within weeks I started getting better. And I was wondering why my back continued to hurt. But then someone at my old job was like, well, she probably wanted you to keep visiting her so she could keep making money off of you. And I'm like, that's a really good point. Because doctors and people like that like return customers. Otherwise, they don't make as much money. Song of Creation. This thing looks sick. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. What? This card is crazy. It's probably worth some bank too. Look it up. Song of Creation. Let's see what it's worth. $5. That's what it's going for. That's crazy. It's insane to me how people play games like Magic the Gathering online and they don't actually invest in the cards themselves, because the cards are worth so much money. It blows my mind. Like right now, I'm at $178 after I sell all the rares, and I still get to keep all the commons and uncommons for myself. And I'm not even gonna sell all the rares. That's just the ones. Like if I didn't even count the ones that I didn't add to this total that I got going on right now. So I'm at 178 after adding that one in. So isn't that crazy though? That's why I play Magic the Gathering. It's as much. Oh, good for you. I actually got 10 grand for when I tore my shoulder too. Did it at my old job. So I probably should have gotten more, but I was on the mend at that point. But yeah, I'm down with what you're saying, man. I'm glad that you took care of yourself first. And that's important. I don't care where you work. Always take care of yourself first, because that company is only looking for a way to fire you after you get hurt. So you make sure you collect your money. All right. That's words of wisdom from a man who's been there. Oh my gosh, this card's crazy. It's called Daenerys Magistrate. Your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. What? Like what? I imagine it's for cards like that one that lets them cast cards from out of play or exile. You know, you pick 3 and then you cast 3, like that dynamic ultimatum, I think it was. This is probably a money card. Oh god, I dropped the foil, but it's just an uncommon, so I'll actually probably put that in the deck that you won too. That foiled card, because that's one of the cards that goes in it. Let's look this up. Daenerys Magistrate. Darania. Oh, it's this card must be pretty popular because like it's already up on the search engine. It looks like it's going for about $16 if I had the full art. It's going for $13 on eBay. I would say it's worth about $4, actually. $4. So that puts me at 182. Want 2 more packs and we're all done. 2 more packs. I mean, we're at 2 hours. John Doe, you definitely won this deck, man. You have stuck with me for almost this entire 2 hours. So. Oh, I got another Titan's Nest. I might put that in that deck too, actually. I think that would be kind of a cool little peep. Oh, wait, no, not this one. Not this Titan's Nest. I know they're not worth much, actually. I think it was worth... Okay, I got another one up here. Titan's Nest. Maybe I didn't get Titan's Nest. Maybe it was a different nest. Let me look at this. I felt like I got it, though. Let me look it up. Titan's Nest. If anyone knows what Titan's Nest is, let me know. So this is worth about $2. So yeah, it's not worth much. Nice. I mean, this is the last pack, bro. After this, we're calling it a night. It's what, 12:56? Decent. Only took me 2 hours. I feel like we covered some good subjects, though, you know, with everything that's going on in society. And I'm glad to have made a new friend, John. You're a pretty solid dude. Yendaro Wandering Master. Cost 7. Cycling. Trample Haste. When you cycle Yandaro Wandering Master, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you've cycled a card named Yandaro Wandering Master 4 or more times in a game, put it onto the battlefield from your graveyard instead. Holy cow, this card's insane. I'm totally going to build a deck with this dude because I love turtles. And this thing looks sick. Well, that's it. John, you are the winner of the new Magic deck that I will build from these cards that I have unpacked here. And simply, like this video or whatever, and I'll get in touch with you for your address to send it to you. No problem. I'll pay the shipping. Don't worry about that. As you can see, I made $182. I think I can afford it. I got to get on eBay now and post all these cards. So thanks for joining me. And John, stick around. You never know what else you could win, bud. But don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to do that. All right, bro. Take it easy out there. It's always nice to make a new friend.